Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Dual Player NegativeAE, and welcome back to another episode of Steins. We're right where we left off. I thought I was ready when I accepted the job, but I had never expected this. Interesting. Call from Kuru.
Hi.
Hello?
マキセですけど。
It's Makise. What? Kurusu was displayed on screen. Yes, it was Amadeus. The app the professor had given me had allowed me to access the servers at Victor Krondra University from anywhere 24 hours a day. Of course, you'll be able to contact Kurusu. But Kurusu will also sometimes contact you. When that happens, talk to her. This I hadn't predicted. I never thought she would call me. Or that her face would be displayed on the screen. Or should I have introduced myself with, "It's Christina"? She looked really mad. I could guess why. I had gotten 8 calls from Kurusu and I had ignored them all. What? Motherfucker, answer the phone! I understand though. Maho and Dr. Leskinen explained things, so I thought I'd call myself to a proper introduction, but I didn't expect you'd refuse to pick up 8 times. Why aren't you saying anything? Talking to a realistic girl on my smartphone with so many people around was pretty embarrassing. Hugging, I think. Talking to your phone. Well, if you don't want to talk, that's fine, but what's with you? I was sure this was my chance to talk more than usual. I feel like an idiot. Just so you know, that during the test period, I'm always connected with you. Contact me whenever you feel like it. I'm busy, so I don't know if I'll always be able to answer your calls. Man, what is this? More than that strangely polite, friendly Kurusu from yesterday. Angry, stubborn, more curious than anyone. The way she seems to be constantly challenging you. Anyway, goodbye. I realized that this really was Kurusu Makise. The girl I'd spent those 3 weeks with, lab member number 4, my assistant Christina, aka Kurusu Makise. Her movements were a little more jerky than I'd seen on the computer in Dr. Leskinen's office, but evidently that was because of the smartphone. This alone was enough to make me feel like my heart was being squeezed dry. I stood still, holding the smartphone tight. Kyoma, I mean Okarin, what's wrong, yeah? It's weird, I kinda understood that. Oh, I'm coming. I think watching anime so much, like, you understand, like, words just from, like, associating words with subtitles. I thought to myself, as I ran to catch up with the others. Maybe Dr. Leskinen was right, and this test could be a very cruel thing for me. But even so, in my mind, I was already started to think about what I would talk about with Kurusu. What? Maho Hyajo was remembering. She was remembering the last night she'd spoken to Kurusu and Kurusu Makise in person. What was that?
冗談じゃないわ。こんな大事な時期になんで私が。
Seriously, why do I have to do this now, of all times? That night, Kurusu was whispering to herself a lot. Victor Kranjia University's Brain Science Institute. Maho and Kurusu worked in the same room at the lab. Thus, Maho was forced to hear Kurusu's angry mumblings whether she wanted to or not. A little was fine, but she'd been acting like this all day, and it was keeping Maho from concentrating. She finally snapped and turned away from the paper she was writing.
ねえ、ちょっとクリス。
Hey, Kurusu. The English language was the language most commonly used at Victor Kranjia University. When the other staff and professors were around, she'd always use English, but when it was just her and Kurusu, Maho would often speak in Japanese.
いい加減にしてくれないかしら。
Would you stop it?
え、ああ。
What?
何がです？
Stop what? Kurusu stopped messing around with her luggage and turned around.
うるさくて集中できないのよ。
You're so loud that I can't concentrate.
明日まで
I
に
need to
教授
turn in
に
this
提
paper
出し
by
ないと。
tomorrow.
もしかして私
Was
独り言言ってました？
talking to myself.
騒音郊外で訴えてあげようか
Want me
しら。
to sue you for violating the local noise ordinance?
すみません。
Sorry. Kurusu apologized and started to scratch the back of her head. Maho decided to calm down by standing up and going to the shelf where the researcher's notes were kept. There were several books she needed for her paper, but they were all on the top shelf. This must be someone's idea of a prank, she said as she stared up at a heavy book. She decided to try and reach for it, but no matter how she stood on her toes, she came nowhere close. Her tiny little arms seemed to her like dead branches waving in the wind. She bit her lip. After she'd skipped grade school to go to college and then came to work at this lab, she had more chances than ever to hate her small stature. Whenever she walked outside after dark, the cops would stop her. Even with her ID, she couldn't get into bars, and buying medicine and alcohol at drugstores was a pain. The most humiliating part was no matter where she went, everyone thought she was in middle school. Nobody believed her when she said she was 20. Everything in America is just too big.
取りましょうか？
Shall I get that for you? Kurusu noticed the trouble Maho was having and came over. But Maho was stubborn and decided to pretend nothing was wrong.
大丈夫よ。別に困ってなんかいない
It's
の。
fine. I'm not having any problems.
困ってるじゃないですか。
Sure you are.
困ってません。
Am not.
そうですか？
You're sure?
そうです。
I'm sure.
でも私も借りていきたい本があるの。
Okay, but there's a book on the shelf I want too, so... Kurusu easily reached up to the highest shelf and grabbed the book Maho wanted.
背が高い人はいいわね。
It must be nice to be tall.
いえ、私もそれぐらい
No,
高い
I'm
方
not really
では
that... Oh. Kurusu covered her mouth when she realized she'd said something she shouldn't have.
ありがとう。助かったわ。
Thanks. That was a
日
big
本で
help.
何か必要な
If
も
you
の
need
があった
something
ら
in
言ってね
Japan, tell me. I'll
送
send
って
it.
あげるから。
はい。ありがとうございます
I。will. Thank you. Kurusu handed over the book as she spoke. And then suddenly, her eyes went wide and began to sparkle.
ねえ先輩。今の
Hey,
話ですけど、
About what we were just talking about.
今の話ってどの話？
What were we just talking about?
独り言ですよ。
Talking to yourself?
え？おー。
Huh? Oh. It looked like Kurusu had come up with a new idea. This was a regular occurrence for Kurusu, and Maho was used to it.
それって 自我の証明の一つに
Wouldn't
なる
that
んじゃな
be
い
a
でしょうか。
proof of self
アマデウスの
for Amadeus?
はい。
確かに、あの子がいきなり
Yeah,
独
if
り
she
言
started
を言い
talking
出
to
したら
herself,
びっ
I'd
く
be
りするけ
pretty
れど
surprised. No matter how advanced an AI was, it wouldn't talk to itself unless you programmed it to do that. And there was no need or even point to have a feature like that. If an AI started talking to itself, that might be a good indication that there was a self to talk to. But Maho hesitated to agree with her.
ここではめったなことを口にするものではない
You
わ。
should watch what you say here.
魂は神が人間に与えた
Don't
も
forget
の
that
だ
there are a
もの
lot
で
of people who think that a soul is
そう考
something
える
God
人た
gives
ち
to
が多いこと
humanity.
を忘れないで。
そうでしたね。
That's right, isn't it? Kurusu's expression dimmed. Kurusu and Maho were both treated as heretics in the lab, especially since they were Japanese and women. Okay. And Kurusu was simply too talented. Nobody ever actually did anything, but a lot of the older scientists were definitely avoiding her. Dr. Leskinen was the chief scientist, and the fact that he liked the two of them was all that let them do their research in peace. If the other scientists had heard what Kurusu had just said, who knows what they'd do. Maho patted Kurusu on the shoulder.
まあ、しばらく日本でリフレッシュしてくること
Go
ね。
have a good time in Japan and refresh yourself.
それが納得いきません。
I'm still not happy about that.
どうして？向こうの生活だっ
I think
て
you'll have fun.
楽しいと思うけれど。
留学するなら大学院ですよ。
If I'm doing an
なんで高校なん
exchange,
です
it
か？
should be to a graduate school. Why high school?
仕方ないでしょ。日本では年齢的
Has to be
に
high school,
あな
right?
たはまだ高
By
校生なんだ
Japanese
から。
standards, you should still be in high school.
教授の思いやりは素直に
Just
受けて
accept
おき
that
な
the
さいな。
professor is doing something nice for you. Maha remembered what Dr. Leskinen had said. Kurusu has a fragile personality. All the bickering in the lab is putting her under a lot of stress, and she's at her limit and might ruin her as a researcher. That's what the professor had said. He was really worried about her.
それに、もともと7月になれば
And you have to go to
日
Japan
本
in
に行かな
July
きゃいけな
anyway,
かったんだ
right? So it's perfect timing.
はい。実はそれも憂鬱
I'm
で。
actually kind of down about that too.
秋葉原テクノフ
The
ォーラムだった
Akibara
かしら。
Techno Forum, was that it?
公演なんて慣れてないし。
I'm still not used to giving lectures. I don't know what to do.
サイエンス誌に論文が載った
Now that
以
you're
上、
published in
こ
science,
れからもどんどん
expect a
増
lot
える
more
わ
of
よ。
this. You
練
need
習
to
してお
practice.
かないとね。
Or
やだな。
I'd rather not. Kurusu whispered to herself. Maho didn't like being around lots of other people either, so she knew how Kurusu felt. But there were a lot of scientists who wanted to be published in a major journal, and then go on to give public lectures. And she'd beaten out many of them to win that honor. People were just jealous. She needed to fulfill her responsibilities, even if just to shut them up. Maybe I'm not that much better, though. Maho silently laughed a little, and hated herself for doing it. Maybe I'm just as jealous as they are. That feeling, which was a little like fear, was something that she always felt. The girl in front of her was just that different from Maho. Someone she could never reach, no matter how hard she tried. Someone who'd surpassed everything she'd ever done almost instantly.
先輩？
Maho? Kurusu was peering into her face, confused. Maho felt flustered.
日本でお父さ
Are you
んに
meeting
会
your
う
dad in Japan? She'd heard that Kurusu's parents weren't divorced, but that they were separated. Her mom was still in America, and her dad was in Japan. After Maho said it, she'd wondered if that was too personal a question. But Kurusu smiled a little.
実は父から
Actually,
招待状が
they
届い
got
た
an
んです
invitation from him.
へえ。
Oh, yeah?
よ。夏頃新しい理論の
He's
発表会
announcing
を
a
す
new
るそう
theory
で
this
す。
summer, and I'm thinking of going to see the announcement.
新しい理論って？
A new theory?
言っ
Kurusu's smile had changed into a small expression of concentration. Or concentration?
詳しく聞いてないんですよね。
I haven't heard the details yet, but I know it's got something to do with the theory of relativity. Yeah? I know what the theory of relativity is. Maho felt like she was hiding something, but didn't question her anymore.
とにかく気をつけて行ってくることね。
Anyway, take care.
お土産期待して
I'll be
いいから。
expecting presents.
何がいいですか？
What do you want?
そうね。せっかく秋葉原
Since
に
you're going to
行くのだから
Akibara, why not something
何
rare?
か珍しいものがいいわ。
You know a lot about Akibara, right?
秋葉原
なんでです？
Why do you say that?
休憩時間によくそういう
You're always
サイト見て
reading
る
those
じゃない。
you're always reading those sites during breaks. What?
まさかアマデウスが喋ったんですか？
Amadeus tell you that?
あの子はそんなことしないわ。
She wouldn't do
あ
that.
なた
Sometimes I'm right
私が
behind
後ろ
you
に
and
い
you're
る
so
のに
busy watching
動
videos
画
you
に
don't
夢
even
中に
notice.
なってて
まさかバレていたなんて。
I can't believe you found out. Damn my carelessness. Kurusu actually seemed upset for once. This really surprised Maho.
先輩、お願いです。
Maho, please don't tell the others.
別に隠すことはないと思うけ
I
れど
don't think it's really something you need to hide. Yeah, that's always so. Freaking Kurusu was always embarrassed about the weirdest things. The idea of sharing a secret with Kurusu made Maho happy.
分かった言わないでおく
Got
わ
it. I won't tell anybody.
助かります。
Thanks so much. Kurusu seemed genuinely relieved. Maho continued.
ね
Hey,
えあなたが日本から戻ってきたら
once you get back from Japan, let's find out if Amadeus can talk to herself.
二人で
You definitely can. Okay. Kurusu had a very happy look on her face. It was the face of a born scientist who loved to explore the unknown more than anything else in the world. Her smile was as innocent as that of a child who had just been given a new toy. It was very beautiful. And it was one of the reasons that Maho liked the younger researcher quite a bit. But the promise that the two of them made would never be fulfilled. In fact, they would never even meet again. It felt like she was thinking about Kurusu more and more since she'd come to Japan. Maho didn't know if it was just because she was in Japan, or because she was talking with Amadeus Kurusu more often, or maybe it was because she met the young man named Rintaro Okabe.
私の知らないクリスを知っている人
He knows things about Kurusu that I don't. Or that I don't. Thinking back to the first day that she'd broken down and cried right in front of him, it was something she didn't really want to remember. She chased the memories away out of embarrassment.
さては岡部さんのことを考えていましたね。
You were thinking of Okabe, weren't you? She snapped her head towards the PC monitor. What? Maho was in the middle of a conversation with Kurusu.
そうね
Yeah, that's right. She shrugged her shoulders and tried to ignore Kurusu's mischievous smile.
不思議だと思わない
Don't you think it's strange that Dr. Leskinen's got such a high opinion of him?
2度しか会ったことのない相手なのにあなたのアクセ
He
ス権
handed
を
over your
渡してし
access
まった
rights
し
to a guy he'd only met twice.
あそこまで信用していいのかしら
Is it really wise to trust him so much?
誠実そうな人でしたが、
He looked like a nice person.
そう向上心があるのかない
I
の
can't tell
か
if he's got any ambitions or
少し
not.
つかみどころが
I
ない
feel
人だっ
like
たわ
I don't really understand
好き
him.
なんですか？
Do you like him?
あなたね
Would you cut it out? Maho brought her face close to the monitor and glared. But Kurusu seemed unconcerned.
別に取り繕う必要はないでしょう。
There's no real need to hide it, is there?
昨日は本人の目の前だったから。
I can understand why you didn't want to say anything yesterday when he was right in front of you, but now it's just the two of us. Kurusu may not have looked like someone who would, but she really enjoyed this sort of gossip. Maybe girl talk was the right word. Maho sighed and sat back in her chair. The creaking sound echoed throughout the empty office. I really don't feel that way about him. I still don't really even know who he is. I see. Well, that makes sense. Kurusu let the matter drop. This bothered Maho a little. But what does interest me? What is it? It's nothing. Maho has been spending a lot of time thinking about something since yesterday, to the point where she'd even put off her research. What kind of relationship was there between Kurusu and Okabe? What was Kurusu feeling in the days before she died? She would have liked to ask Okabe if she could.
Senpai.
Mao, did my original and Okabe know each other? Maho shivered. It was as if Kurusu had been reading her mind. How could you tell? I came to that conclusion after listening to Okabe and hearing your response. It's all just circumstantial evidence, but do you want me to show my proof anyway? It's fine. Knowing you, the conclusion is perfect. The way they used words like proof in normal conversation showed that both Maho and Kurusu were scientists at heart. I don't know about that. If he has memories of me that I don't possess, that's likely to cause problems with our conversations. I'll leave it up to you how to deal with it. He may bring it up, possibly. If you want, you can ask him. Maho still didn't know if Okabe would even access Amadeus at all. I mean, they weren't forcing him to. Feigning ignorance is the same as lying, isn't it? I should be able to get some good data, I think. Yes, it was interesting, but that was her opinion, as a researcher working on Amadeus. How would Rintaro Okabe feel about it? Wouldn't this be rubbing salt on the wounds in his heart? Maho realized she was getting much too sentimental. Maybe it's because I'm in Japan. It had been a week since she arrived, and the first thing she planned to do was offer flowers, but she still couldn't bring herself to visit the Akibara radio building, the place where Kurusu had died. My problem... What? Is this game doing like the quadruple narrative thing? So I know what everybody's doing at all times? That's kind of cool. The sun was setting earlier, and now that December had arrived. Katsumi Natsuke was surprised about how quickly it had gotten dark while she was out rummaging through the cosplay shops. My guess, and I'm just gonna throw it out here right now, is that this girl marries Daru, and that's what happens. I'm just gonna guess that right now. Like that's how Suzuha is born, or that's how it's supposed to go. The wheeled suitcase on the ground felt heavy. She'd done her best to jam everything she'd brought today inside, but it was bursting at the seams. Still, spending the whole day shopping with her cosplay friends was a lot of fun. She felt tired, but it was a good tired. Her footsteps were light as she walked back to the station. Fubuki-chan! Oh, it's Fubuki! I had no idea. Fubuki, you look like you're about to start skipping around, don't you? I never met Fubuki in the last one. Or at least I don't think I did. Oh, you can
だっ
tell?
て今日はいっぱい買い物でき
It
て
was just
超楽しかった
someone
もん
that she hung out with.
満足満足
It was so much fun doing all that shopping today. I'm so satisfied with what we got.
ふぶきちゃんのおかげで
Mayushi had a lot of fun shopping too.
楽しくお
Thanks to
買い物
Fubuki.
できたよ
Thanks for coming.
まゆしーのためならお茶の子
I'll do
最
anything for you, Mayushi. Fubuki tried to grab her friend Mayuri Shina for a hug, but Mayuri dodged out of the way. Mayuri may have looked like an airhead, but she was actually quite athletic. Fubuki, by the way, was Katsumi Nasuke's cosplay name. Got it. Katsumi was in her second year of high school, and she and Mayuri were the same age, but were total opposites. Katsumi was boyish and athletic, and when she cosplayed as male characters, she acted more female comico than the male ones. Got it.
これで冬コミマは何の心配もなくなったね
Now we don't have to worry about winter komima, do we? Okay, there's a lot of people. Now that I look at the people, it's this girl on the right. She's definitely Daru's wife. It's gotta be, cause that looks like Kurusu, or not Kurusu, freaking Suzuha. It looks like strikingly like, oh, that's probably maybe Suzuha, and if they marry, then maybe they'll make a baby like Suzuha. I can't see. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. The four friends who got into cosplay shops around Yugawaya Maiden's Road and Tokyo Hands and Ikeburo, and then moved to Akibara and visited several more. This was all part of their final preparations for Winter Komima.
そうは言っても衣装を作るのは
Sure,
ほ
but
とんどまゆり
Mayori's
ちゃん
doing almost all the work.
あんまり無理しないでね
Don't push yourself too hard, okay, Mayori? Kade? Kade? I'm gonna say Kade. Sounded a little worried. Her name was Kade Kurushima. She used her real name as her cosplay pseudonym. She was 3 years older than Katsume and in college. Kade was extremely feminine, and her measurements were just like the ones magazine models came to have, and she was very shy. People had tried many times to persuade her to enter the pageant at her college, but she'd always refused, saying, normal events are kind of scary. But even so, cosplaying at Komima with the rest of them was something she always looked forward to.
だったらこの際だから
So-
まゆりちゃんを手伝ってみん
I'm
な
a
で
Yuki.
衣装作りはしない
So why don't we all help Mayori and make the outfits together this time? Amayuki proposed. She had a very noble, elegant features, but the rest of her was easygoing and laid back. Though Katsumi was a fellow girl, she still thought Amayuki was beautiful. Even her light blue penetrating eyes lacked the arrogance that beautiful women usually possessed. They were filled instead with a friendly light. Damn. Her real name was Yuki Amane. She was a senior at Meiji University. Meiji? And in the same club as Kade. She was the oldest of the four. I am working. She once tried to give up cosplay and focus on job hunting. After just 6 months, she'd given up on work and gone back to costuming. Since then, she's been spending more time with Katsumi and the others.
そんなお手伝いしても
You can make some money off of
らう
cosplay,
の
though.
はいいよ
They could, do some stuff. You don't have to help me. Get some sponsorships. Everyone smiled at her, but Mayori quickly shook her head.
今日だって材料代を
You guys paid
半分以上
for more than half of the
肩代わり
supplies,
しても
right?
らっちゃったでしょ
That's enough to make Mayushi very happy.
私たちの衣装を作ってくれるんだから
You're making our outfits, so we'd feel bad if we didn't pay.
それに私
And you know, I've always wanted to make really neat outfits like you do. I really like Kade. Like her voice actor, whoever Kade's voice actor is awesome. Yep. Mayushi's outfits are always really high quality. I'm super grateful. Freaking Mayuri. You see, we really want to help Mayuri. Okay, let's make them together. Katsumi knew that it made Mayuri really happy when someone praised her cosplay outfits. But there's actually a favor I wanted to ask you guys. A favor? You see, Mayuri told them about an event that had quickly become the mainstay of a Japanese holiday year. We're having a Christmas party, so Mayushi was hoping that Yuki and Kade and Fubuki could all come. A Christmas party, huh? Yeah, can you come? I wanna go. It does not look like Yuki is ready to go. Katsumi's only plan for Christmas Eve was dinner with her family, so she raised her hand instantly. None of her friends at school wanted to do anything at night. She'd always been a little put out by that, but since it all meant they had boyfriends. I can go too. Kade and Fubuki. They're the people from the last game. I don't remember Yuki though. Yuki seemed a little hesitant. I don't know if I should go. Huh? Do you have plans? Well, of course a girl as pretty as Yuki is gonna have a ton of guys asking her out on a Christmas date. What? That's not true. Really? Then I'll take you for myself. I'd rather go on a Christmas date with you than do anything else in the world, Fubuki. I love you, Yuki. I thought you only cared about Mayuri. I love Mayushi and I love you too. Katsumi quickly jumped over to Kade and gave her a big hug. Kade was soft and smelled good, and during this sort of sexual harassment, there was nothing new for her. Oh, and Yuki? Can you show Mayushi how to make a yummy quiche? Yuki was an excellent chef and had been teaching Mayuri a lot lately. Both Katsumi and Kade would also occasionally participate in what they called Yuki Amane's cooking lessons. Sure. What kind of quiche? Mayushi thinks spinach and mushroom is good. Ham, tomato, and bacon is good too, you know. I agree. Agree with everything that Kade just said. Thinking about it is just making me drool. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'll teach you how to make both. Really? That's right. Everyone would be happy if there were lots of different ones, right? Is this for the Christmas party? Yep. There's less than a month left, so I want to learn it in time. Well, then we'll have to train extra hard. When do you want to do it? Tomorrow? Yeah, Mayushi's okay with that. Katsumi went over her schedule in her head. Tomorrow, huh? I'm supposed to meet with a friend. I've got work. Katsumi really wanted to go, so she was pretty disappointed. She would have loved the chance to eat one of Yuki's good quiches. As she thought about the quiche, her stomach began to rumble. It was about time for dinner. Yuki and Mayuri worked out the time and place for their meetup. The place I'm staying is a little far from here, so... How about the lab? Yeah, that's fine. I'll work hard and learn the recipe. I hope it's a fun party. Yep, Mayushi's gonna make Santa outfits. Will you all wear them? Wow, you're making even more outfits than the ones we need for Komima? You're really excited about this. Mayushi is raring to go. Mayuri posed like she was cheering. If you're making Santa outfits, then I'd like one with a cute miniskirt. And then some white knee socks and red boots. Huh? That would look good on you, Kade, but do you think it would look good on me? Katsumi spoke to Mayuri and Yuki without any confidence in her voice. I know you like the cute outfits the best. There was nothing Katsumi could say. She was right. It bothered Katsumi a lot that she looked like a boy, and she knew that that sort of clothing didn't look right on her. Still, at heart, she was a young girl, and she wanted to wear cute clothes. Leave it to Mayushi. I'll make clothes that look great on you. That's my bride. Marry me. Jesus Christ, Fubuki. You're so silly, Fubuki. Don't talk like Daru does. Getting compared to that perverted gentleman kind of hurts. Okay, what does Yuki say? She doesn't say anything. By the way, you're going to wear that sun outfit too, right, Mary? What? Don't what me. You're cute. You should cosplay more. But I just make the clothes. I don't wear them. Objection. That's a waste. Not you too, Fubuki. And what's more, I bet Okabe wants to see you in a cute cosplay outfit. Huh? Okarin? Mary made a weird noise as soon as she heard that name. Oh, Mayushi's boyfriend, right. Oh, there's a shot of me. Katsumi has met him many times. He was tall, but he always looked pale and thin. But whenever he laughed, he seemed kind of sad. But from what Mayuri said, until just half a year ago, he'd been a totally different person. She said that he was haughty and arrogant, but also kind and a great leader. Mayuri was known to let her emotions influence her judgment, so Katsumi didn't know how much of that description was accurate. So that's 100% accurate. Mayuri started to freak out even more after hearing the word boyfriend. Fubuki, Okarin and Mayushi aren't like that, okay? Come on. Yuki and Kade weren't buying it either. Honestly, Okarin and Mayuri seemed more like an old wedded couple that had been together for years more than boyfriend and girlfriend. It's true. Okarin has somebody else he likes. What? Mary sounded totally unconcerned, which made Katsumi even more surprised. Is that true? Really? Yep. Who? Who could have guessed? It was Yuki, the eldest, who spoke first. Sorry. Should we not have said anything? Are you talking about Kurisu? Nah. Mayushi and Okarin are childhood friends and get along great, so it's okay. I see. Mayushi's smile seemed very sad to Katsumi. She felt the sudden impulse to give her schoolmate a hug. Anyway. Mary smiled and walked over to Yuki, as if to blow away the awkwardness. I love this music. It reminds me of like Paper Mario. So what about you, Yuki? Huh? Me? So are you spending Christmas with your boyfriend? Yo, this music is all... I don't know why I like this song so much. Boom. I really don't have one. Really? You guys all have the wrong idea. I'm not that popular. Between you and me, I've never even had a boyfriend. What? First Mayuri, then Yuki. Katsumi was stunned. Is that true? I didn't think it was gonna be that much of a surprise. Then, Yuki, Mayuri started to fidget. How about Daru, maybe? Alright, here's what's the response. Huh? Hashida? Yep. Wait, where is this coming from, Mayushi? Hashida is a preferred gentleman. He's a gentleman, though. Who knows what it'll do to Yuki? The man that Katsumi and Kade were insulting was Iteru Hashida, a college student and a member of Mayori's club. He was a hardcore otaku, one of the hybrid types, who said he enjoyed both 2- and 3-dimensional girls. And like Katsumi had said, he was a perverted gentleman. He would say perverse things all day without the slightest shame. Whenever you told him he was a pervert, he would say, "No, I'm a perverted gentleman." He was a dangerous guy. But Yuki didn't seem bothered. She actually looked a little sad. Hashida's a nice guy, but, you know, I don't think he likes girls like me. Oh, that's a good side. Yeah, definitely getting together. They need to. Mei was shocked above and beyond her usual limit. She was so surprised she let go of her suitcase's hand and let it fall to the ground. And instead of picking it up, she started talking frantically. That's not true. Daru is he really likes you. I'm sure of it. Mayushi guarantees it. Remember how he acted when we met him at Summer Komima? Yuki had met Mayuri 4 months ago at Summer Komima. Katsume and Kade had come wearing outfits Mayuri made. Kade found Yuki at the convention hall all by herself and they met up. Afterward, they had all gone to a party where she'd met Mayuri's friend, Iteru Hashida. Katsumi had definitely witnessed Yuki and Iteru having a friendly conversation. Ever since then, Yuki and Mayuri and Daru had become friends. And Yuki had started going to Mayuri's club, the Future Gadget Laboratory. In other words, Yuki and Iteru had been talking ever since Summer Komima. But still, Yuki chuckled sadly and shook her head. No, I can tell. He's avoiding me. So, I'm thinking it's probably best if I don't go to the Christmas party. Aww. I think Hashida likes girls who are more like... Oh, a little sister? And a little sister who's strong-willed and who bosses his big brother around. Aww. Like maybe Suzuha? That's... For some reason, Mayuri looked like she was about to cry, because she knows. She knows. She seemed she wanted to say something, but couldn't bring herself to. Her lips were quivering.
Mayuri-chan?
Mayuri? It's nothing. But it certainly didn't look like nothing. Katsumi could barely watch her anymore, and so she gave in to her impulses. What is up with the soundtrack this time around? This is a good soundtrack. Mayushi, don't make that face. You look cutest when you smile. Come on, if you don't smile, I'll tickle you. Yo, this song. Tickle, tickle, tickle. Huh? Stop. Oh my goodness. Katsumi snuck behind Mayuri and started to tickle her underarms. You give up? Oh, Fubuki, you're so mean. You're too cute, Miyushi. That's a picture. Mayuri was laughing so hard she was crying, and this time, Katsumi succeeded in giving her a hug. Even though they were in public, she started rubbing her cheek against her. Mayushi, I like you. I love you. Fubuki, you need to calm the fuck down. Damn. Hey, Fubuki. I want to take you home and... God damn. Let's take a step back, Fubuki. But that would be really bad. I don't care if it's bad. Marry me. I can't do that. Maybe she tried to run away, but Fubuki grabbed her and started to kiss her all over. Fubuki is just really, like... She's too much. I'm gonna have to end it there, though. I'm kind of tired. I don't know what that was. But we know now. So Yuki and Itaru are going to get together, hopefully. I mean, it doesn't look like they're going to right now, but we're going to make that happen. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't happen. Suzuha disappears like Back to the Future. But I ended it here. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed today's episode, hit that like button. I really appreciate it. And subscribe if you feel necessary, because I upload similar stuff, as well as roguelikes if you're interested in that. Anyways, I hope to see you guys in the next episode, whatever it may be, and peace out, you guys.